Okay. So we were looking at 4, 5, 6 as areas ke we've come through the sequence of training and causes of conflict पे हम 3 areas को देखना चाह रहे थे कि हमारे spouse के साथ या relationship में क्या values का difference है, क्या interest का difference है, क्या power का difference है. And the homework was to spot that and also determine the personality level of yourself and your partner, and also see कि आप कौन सा usually habit में, what kind of habit do you have of resolving conflict out of the 5 ones. So ये था, I think कुछ maybe we had some. Is my voice clear? It echoed back to me. Are we okay on it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were looking at this. I think kuch problem hui in the homework because we didn't get anyone doing it. So hopefully, was there a problem? Can you say in the chat if there was a problem and what was the problem? या भूल गए करना. थोड़ा सा feedback देंगे so that I know कि मुझे मैं क्या repeat करना है, क्या करना चाहिए. You know, would you be kind enough to tell me? Okay. All right. Anyone else? कोई बाकियों ने जो last time attend किया था, तो did you find it difficult to do? We one हमने cover कर लिया था. I felt people looked at me as if I was not respect worthy कि ये belief system हमने पूरा, we went through it and we analyzed it. And today we are doing this one. My spouse's talk and the way of talking upsets me. And homework में हमने कहा था कि values वगैरह करें. Anybody else going to answer apart from Sister Farhana? Sister Shazia, आपने किया? Anybody else did it? कोई problem था तो बताएं, नहीं तो you know. So I know कि समझ नहीं आई तो then I'll go deeper into it and make sure. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Was there any difficulty in understanding the last one? वो बताएं.
No.
Okay, not many responses coming. Okay, good. Okay, revise kar lenge, inshallah. So we are looking at the second one here. Thank you for answering. That my spouse's talk and the way of his talking or her talking upsets me. Ye wala tha. And we were looking as our basis of the ayat जो हम apply कर रहे हैं to make our homes, they should be a source of tranquility. The spouses should be a source of tranquility, a sources of peace, you know, big support for each other. And Allah Ta'ala has blessed us with affection and mercy between us. So this is we know that एक घर जिसमें tranquility hai, it is moving towards the ideal way Allah Ta'ala wants our home to be. But if we are lacking in that, then we will inshallah put it right through whatever we are doing in these sessions and covering कि उनको कैसे better किया जा सकता है. So we looked at belief systems कि अगर आपका belief system आपके अंदर कोई belief है that can, if it's a negative belief, it will impact on everything that you do. So अगर आपका इसी स्पाउस का रिलेशनशिप में आप सोचते हैं कि मेरा स्पाउस नहीं सुनेगा मेरी बात, he doesn't listen, he's he doesn't understand, आपका ये belief है, right? So what is your potential एकदम से कम हो जाता है because आपने पहले ही डिसाइड कर लिया कि उसको नहीं समझ में आएगी, he won't listen. तो आपका एक्शन भी कम हो जाता है. Even you don't even try to explain it and you don't even ask questions, you don't take responsibility for that. तो रिजल्ट भी वही होता है कि वो नहीं समझेंगे और वो नहीं सुनेंगे और आपका बिलीफ पक्का का पक्का होता जाता है कि वो नहीं सुनते और वो नहीं समझते. So it's a vicious cycle. But if on the other hand आप सोचते हैं कि अल्लाह ताला ने ब्लेस किया है हर इंसान को एक कि उसको इतना पोटेंशियल दिया, एवरी पर्सन कैन लिसन, एवरी पर्सन कैन अंडरस्टैंड, आई अंडरस्टैंड, ही अंडरस्टैंड्स। तो उस बिलीफ सिस्टम पे अगर आप फिर आगे चलते हैं तो आपकी बात में भी सफाई होगी, क्लैरिटी होगी, आप दूसरे को भी देखेंगे, सोचेंगे, क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे, तो आपका एक्शन भी चेंज होता है, रिजल्ट भी चेंज होता है, एंड यू हैव मोर कॉन्फिडेंस इन व्हाट यू आर डूइंग. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि we look at that belief system of ours कि उसके अंदर सारे आंसर्स पड़े हुए हैं. अगर कोई चीज लाइफ में सही नहीं जा रही है, चेक योर बिलीफ सिस्टम. सो वी आर सेइंग कि आपको ट्रू सेल्फ में होना है, जिस फितरा में आपको अल्लाह ताला ने पैदा किया है, हमें उसमें रहना है. उसकी पहचान कैसे आप करेंगे? आई होप दैट पीपल, ऑल ऑफ अस कैन नो कि आप ट्रू सेल्फ में कब हैं, फॉल्स सेल्फ में कब हैं. चैट में मुझे बताएंगे, कैन यू कॉन्फिडेंटली से मैं फॉल्स सेल्फ में हूँ या ट्रू सेल्फ में हूँ? कैन यू से स्पॉट दैट? या ओके, गुड. एनीबडी एल्स? मुश्किल होती है पता करने में कि आप नॉट इमीडिएटली ओके, ऑलराइट, दैट आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट. उस इमोशन में आप स्वे हो गए, राइट? सो बेसिकली you, if you are being curious, creative, connected, expanding, you are taking responsibility for more than yourself, your family, your society and everything. Your true self की बातें, when you are loving your family, your other people, everybody is important to you, you're in true self. ये भी निशानी है. courageous हैं आप, peaceful हैं, calm हैं, confident हैं, compassionate हैं, and you feel fulfilled and whole. whole के मतलब कि यू फील कंप्लीट. ये डैम में नस वाली बातें नहीं हो रही होती अंदर अंदर. यू फील अ होल थिंग, यू टेकिंग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर एवरीथिंग, एवरीथिंग इज योर्स. सो वो आप ट्रू सेल्फ में हैं. बट व्हेन यू फाइंड योरसेल्फ क्रिटिसाइजिंग, कंट्रोलिंग, यू आर इन अ हरी. ये भी हम काफी होता है. वी गेट इनटू अ हरी एंड वी हैव लेफ्ट आवर ट्रू सेल्फ व्हेन वी आर इन अ हरी. विक्टिम हो रहे हैं, डिस्कनेक्टेड हो रहे हैं, वी आर नॉट listening, fearful, so jealous, uninspired, worrying. ये सारी चीजें फिर फॉल्स सेल्फ में आ जाएंगी. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हम स्पॉट करना शुरू हो जाएं, इवन इफ इट्स अ डिलेड एरिया. बाद में होता है कभी जोश और में हमें नहीं पता चलता, एंड वी रियलाइज इट आफ्टर अ फ्यू मिनट्स कि भाई ये तो दिस वाजंट राइट व्हाट आई डिड. तो एक्नॉलेज इट कि मैं फॉल्स सेल्फ में चली गई, या आई डिडंट, आई शुड हैव रियली स्टेड दैट इन माय ट्रू सेल्फ. सो लास्ट टाइम वी लुक्ड एट इज के प्रेजेंट टाइम को हमें देखना है. दिस इज वन बिग मिस्टेक दैट वी आर मेकिंग कि एक लेंस के थ्रू हम किसी को जज कर रहे हैं, अपने स्पाउस को देख रहे हैं, किसी स्टोरी के थ्रू देख रहे हैं. अभी भी सिस्टर ने जो हमें बताई, इतने पॉइंट्स, टिप्स दिए, उसमें भी आप देख रहे थे कि the problem was that you are looking through another lens at the area instead of just being in present time. So you are judging or you're saying कि मेरे फादर ऐसे थे तो फिर आपको भी ऐसे होना चाहिए, या something like that. Idea or thought or belief system is there, या पिछला trauma. So what we are going to say is कि we are not going to look through the past. We are just going to be in present time. And वो and we have अल्लाह ताला's अल किताब के थ्रू, सुन्ना के थ्रू हमें बहुत नॉलेज है. सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट आपकी ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑफ प्रेजेंट टाइम होनी चाहिए, उससे आपको रियलिटी मिलेगी, नहीं तो आपको फॉल्स रियलिटी मिलेगी. एंड यू विल बी एक्टिंग ऑन फॉल्स रियलिटी. उनकी अपनी रियलिटी, आपकी अपनी रियलिटी, एंड यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू एक्चुअली एड्रेस द इश्यूज. सो आप अपना नॉलेज बढ़ाते रहें, आपकी ऑब्जर्वेशन बढ़ेगी, आपकी रियलिटी बढ़ेगी, एंड इंशाल्लाह यू कैन सॉर्ट थिंग्स आउट बिटवीन योरसेल्फ. सो एक्सेप्टिंग ऑफ व्हाट इज विद इन यू. पहले हमें तस्लीम करना है हम में है गलती. इफ देयर इज एन इशू इन द हाउस विद द स्पाउस, लेट्स लुक एट आवरसेल्व्स फर्स्ट. एक्सेप्ट करें हम में ये कमी है, ये बिलीफ सिस्टम है, ये गलती हम करते हैं, एंड एक्सेप्ट व्हाट इज बिटवीन यू. तभी प्रॉब्लम हम को कन्फ्रंट कर पाएंगे. इफ देयर इज लॉट्स ऑफ इरिटेशन या कॉन्फ्लिक्ट या गुस्सा, एक्सेप्ट करें, रियलाइज इट कि ये रियलिटी है, मेरे में ये रियलिटी है, ये हम दोनों के बिटवीन है, उनमें मैं ये देख रही हूँ। तो रियलिटी इन प्रेजेंट टाइम पे एम्फसाइज करें, क्योंकि सच को, जब हक को आप देखेंगे, तो देन यू कैन हैव मोर चांस ऑफ फिक्सिंग इट एंड ब्रिंगिंग इट टू द गुड रिलेशनशिप. सो वी टॉक्ड अबाउट चेंजिंग बिलीफ सिस्टम, एंड ए टू ई का हमने वी वेंट ओवर दिस प्रोसेस के क्या करना चाहिए अगर आपको कोई चीज अपसेट करती है. द लोकेट करें वो चीज जो जिससे आपका इमोशन आउट होता है. यू गो डाउन, यू फील अपसेट, एंड देन यू फाइंड द थॉट्स एंड बिलीफ सिस्टम्स दैट ट्रिगर इट, and then you replace it with the right belief system, and you cancel the previous belief system. You tell the mind that that's no longer operational, and you operate with a new belief system. So इस दफा हम सेकंड वाले एग्जाम्पल को देख रहे थे कि अगर स्पाउस के साथ we feel this way, my spouse doesn't talk to me right. So Sister Yasmin will go over this thing, how to forget the traumatic situation. We'll go over this thing later on, address that आपका question. अच्छा, और ट्रू फॉल्स का जो इट्स, आई थिंक न्यू पीपल हैव जॉइंड अस टुडे. सो जो कोर्सेज हैं, नो योर सेल्फ, आई वुड हाईली रिकमेंड देम. उसमें आपको बिल्कुल जाहिर हो जाएगा कि व्हाट इज ट्रू सेल्फ एंड फॉल्स सेल्फ. But to explain it very simply, people have confused themselves with their mind or with their emotion. ठीक है, जब आप अपने खुद को कंफ्यूज कर देते हैं और आपके माइंड्स, आपका थॉट्स पैटर्न चलता है, आप उन पे चलना शुरू हो जाते हैं, वो आपका फॉल्स सेल्फ है. या आप इमोशन पे अपनी को चला रहे हैं, वो आपका फॉल्स सेल्फ है. सो अल्लाह ताला इन दी आयत जो हमने अभी देखा कि ही टॉक्स अबाउट, ही इज मेड अस, हमारी फितरा के बारे में बात हो रही है, हाउ प्योर एंड हाउ हाई पोटेंशियल इट इज. So you as a soul, when you're acting, as a soul, you're the boss, then you're in your true self. Okay, so I hope that helps to carry on with the area. So we are looking here at applying these points. और ये हमारे नीचे 5 points थे जो हम questions answer करते हैं ताकि हमें समझ आ जाए हमारा belief system है क्या. So the lady is upset. My spouse doesn't talk to me, and the way he talks to me also upsets me. So let's ask the question, what is the result you were seeking? आप क्या चाह रहे थे जब एक कॉन्वर्सेशन हो रही है आपके स्पाउस के साथ, तो आप क्या चाह रही हो? So you could say कि मैं चाह रही हूँ कि वो he should look up to me, he should give me unconditional love, he should give me respect at all times. मेरी importance होनी चाहिए. I should be very important to him. Priority honi chahiye for me. He should agree with things I say. All understanding hona chahiye, devotion honi chahiye, commitment honi chahiye, and unconditional acceptance on what I am and what I. So what is the result you were seeking? ये चीज belief system में आ गई है. अगर आ गई है तो आपको upset करेगी. Because it's not happening there. He's talking to you like this and you can't handle it anymore. Because at the back of it, you think that. So why were you seeking that? The next question जो हमारा आता है, why were you seeking that? Because that is my purpose for being in the marriage. Could be the thing. That is why you got married. That is, and where did you get this idea from? How were you influenced by that? Well, my parents indicated that to me, or I picked it up from the culture, from movies, from dramas, from friends. My aunt said it to me, or my uncle said it to me. So how were you influenced by all these things? And how did it take up, what attracted you to making it a belief system? Well, it seemed very nice that I should be loved, I should be treated like a queen, and the spouse should do it, so I made it my belief system, right? My happiness is a priority, and the spouse's duty is to make me happy. So it suited me very well to have this as a belief system, getting what I wanted, to be admired, loved, so to have somebody's total attention, to be really worshipped. That's what I thought marriage was all about. And when did this occur? Well, it occurred before marriage. It hadn't occurred ever in my lifetime before, but I just picked it up and made this my belief system about marriage. So इससे आपको काफी आइडिया मिल जाता है कि आपके बिलीफ सिस्टम आप क्यों अपसेट हो रहे हैं, you know. So if you look at just all the belief आपने क्या डाला है अपने आप में, so you locate the thoughts and beliefs. So you're saying, look at me, respect me at all times, unconditional love, devotion, commitment, acceptance. तो ये माइंड के बिलीफ सिस्टम में डल गई हैं चीजें. हाई प्रायोरिटी मेरी होनी चाहिए, अटेंशन मुझे मिलनी चाहिए, आई शुड बी वर्शिप. सो ये कहाँ से आ रही हैं? Where do you think this is coming? Is it true self or false self? ये सारे बिलीफ्स ये ट्रू सेल्फ के हैं, फॉल्स सेल्फ के हैं, कहाँ से हैं ये? What do you think? Yeah, that's true. They are all false self. They came up from your mind. They came up because of your emotion. They are not in your fitra. And if you look at it, you're operating as a false self, just having those belief system. And it's detrimental, not only to yourself, but also to your marriage, because you can't really function like that. It's a very unfair situation to be that way. So अभी हम कह रहे हैं आपका पॉइंट ए भी हो गया, पॉइंट बी भी हो गया, एंड गोइंग ऑन टू पॉइंट सी. सो न्यू बिलीफ सिस्टम क्या होना चाहिए? सो वी कुड लुक एट दैट एंड से कि ओके, क्या होना चाहिए मेरा न्यू बिलीफ सिस्टम? सो इफ यू लुक एट दैट, so we could say, based on Al-Kitab and what marriage is and how we've seen Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to actually exemplify the great respect. It's just such a loving relationship, such a supportive relationship. So you could say that my belief system should be that my marriage is about giving, caring, sharing. It's not just about receiving. It is my responsibility to get myself and my spouse to the highest spiritual consciousness levels. तो एक तो ये पर्पस हमें सही करना है ना मैरिज में, कि पर्पस क्या है मैरिज का, कि वो भी स्पिरिचुअल हाई लेवल पे पहुंचे और हम भी पहुंचे, एंड हम यूनाइट करें to bring each other to the fitra on which Allah Ta'ala has made us. So my marriage is about tranquility and peace to each other. And my marriage is about service to others. Setting the best example to children of a functioning group. This is the first social group जो एक बच्चा देखता है, एक्सपीरियंस करता है, वो घर में करता है. एंड जो चीजें वो आपसे सीख रहा है, वही चीजें वो आगे जाके दूसरे ग्रुप्स में एग्जाम्प्लीफाई करेगा. सो नाउ यू हैव योर न्यू बिलीफ सिस्टम, एंड so you've gone through part C. ये भी आपका सही हो गया. Now you can go on to part D and E, where you cancel the old belief system. तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे आपका ओल्ड बिलीफ सिस्टम, राइट हैंड साइड पे आपका न्यू बिलीफ सिस्टम है. ये वाला आपका ट्रू सेल्फ में आपको लाएगा, ये वाला आपको फॉल्स सेल्फ में रखेगा. राइट? सो यू हैव टू लाउडली टेल द माइंड दिस, क्योंकि माइंड में जो चीजें आपने घुसा दी हैं वो माइंड का रिलीजन बन गया है, वो उसको फॉलो करता है. So you have to tell the mind, I'm canceling this belief system that I need to be respected at all times. My spouse should look at me, or with respect all the time, unconditional love, high priority. I should be worshipped by him. I should get total attention. I'm canceling these belief systems. They are not correct. I no longer operate on them. And then you place the new ones to say, my new belief system is that my marriage is about giving, caring, and sharing. That's what I believe in. It's my responsibility to get myself and my spouse to the highest spiritual consciousness level. अभी इसी एक सेंटेंस में अगर आपकी ये जिम्मेवारी है कि आप अपने स्पाउस को हाईएस्ट spiritual consciousness level पे ले जाएं, and your spouse is not talking to you properly, और ये belief system आपका है, so what do you think you're going to do? Are you going to get upset? No, you're not going to get upset, are you? You're going to realize that he's going through some difficulty and something has upset him, so he has gone down, and it's my job to raise him higher. So just because you change your belief system and you are there to bring him to his true fitra and bring tranquility to him, ये जो आपका नया belief system है, आपका approach उसी वक्त change हो जाता है, and you are supportive to him when he is not doing so well, and you want to know, you empathize with him, and you want to know what has happened and how you can contribute to him getting better. So you follow all these steps, and inshallah, you can handle situations better. So now we last time went over obstacles to locating belief systems. Sometimes ऐसे होता है कि आप locate नहीं कर पा रहे कि आपका belief system क्या है. And you just get overwhelmed with your emotion and you're upset. So if that is happening, firstly, don't at that time talk or argue with your spouse. Take time off, say you just need to handle yourself. You're not in a very good condition. You need to get yourself together before you talk to him. Otherwise, you will be harming yourself and him. So, and then when you get on your own, look into yourself, and there won't be one belief system. जैसे हमने देखा बहुत सारे, एक belief system यहाँ पे नहीं निकला, बहुत सारे निकले, right? We had all these, and you can spot आप में क्या है and write them down. That would help you too. So दूसरा था कि you can't tolerate the other person. आपको गुस्सा आ रहा है या you can't stand what is happening. So there again we said कि don't judge that person. Don't judge the person, judge the, जो activity है या outcome आ रहे, उस पे बात करें, personality पे बात नहीं करें. क्योंकि that just provokes the other person. They get defensive and the fight gets stronger. So just you're trying to help them and say maybe, you had an argument on, the kid in some place being dirty or untidy, and say, oh, maybe we should have a little clean-up session, maybe every day at this time. You can clean it up and I can clean it up another day or something like that. So don't attack the personality, because by doing that, you are actually going into the false self and you are encouraging him, your spouse, to also or activate his false self. Instead, आपकी empathy होनी चाहिए, find out why is he upset, why is he doing this, and what has happened, do that. So I hope A and B are clear. Okay, you can apply these, right? And then we went on to see कि अगर आप overly critical हैं, overly critical हो रहे हैं अपने spouse के बारे में, या कह रहे हैं कि आप you don't care about me, or you say आपने झूठ बोला, आपने इस तरह से क्यों किया, उसको ये क्यों बोला, ऐसे नहीं आपको बोलना चाहिए था, you should have said it better, you insulted me, or something like that. You're going overly critical about him and what he did, and you can't calm yourself down on it. So that the check at that point is कि आप देखें कि आपने वही हरकत खुद कभी की है पास्ट में, and look at that and take responsibility for that. So if I say that my husband is, he was very spoke about me in a manner that I felt insulted, and he shouldn't have said it like that. He should have said it differently, and this, that, and the other. So I will see कि मैंने तो नहीं ऐसे किया किसी के साथ, critically उनकी इस तरह से बोला, उनको insult कर दिया. I will correct myself. Oh yes, maybe I did it with my brother. I did it at that time, and I shouldn't have done it. And मैं अल्लाह ताला से माफ़ी मांगू, and if I can correct that situation with my brother, I go ahead and correct it and apologize and clean myself up. Life is about just cleaning yourself up and making yourself pure. So inshallah, then when you address your spouse, you won't feel so critical about it. So there might be several incidents where you have done this. तो हर एक क्या अपने को सफाई कर ले on that one. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Overly critical वाला point सही हो गया?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any questions up till here? Are you happy with it? चैट में ही बता दें. I love to see my students. It's so sad आप लोग अपनी शक्लें नहीं दिखाते, पता ही नहीं चलता समझ आई है नहीं समझ में आई है. Okay, thank you. That's very kind of you telling me. Okay, all right. So now we get to, thank you. We get to the point कि आपको too much upset है, too much upset of the past है, which is I think one of the sisters mentioned that as well. Sister Shazia. Okay. कोई साउंड आ रहा है? Okay, all right. So too much upset है तो unable to आप control नहीं कर पा रहे. You just got so much upset, you can't handle it. Like, you mentioned there's trauma or something like that. So what to do? तो एक तो हम कह रहे थे कि if you went over this idea last time कि memory आपकी बहुत है. अल्लाह ताला ने there's nothing like the mind, how much it can store, how much data is there. लेकिन वो सब चीजें अलाइव नहीं होती. जब आप अटेंशन डालते हैं एक अपसेट पे अपने स्पाउस के साथ तो वो अलाइव होता है. एंड देन इफ देयर इज अ चेन ऑफ इंसिडेंट्स बिफोर इट वो भी अलाइव हो जाएंगे. एंड दैट्स व्हेन यू विल गेट वेरी अपसेट क्योंकि उन सब का चार्ज आपके ऊपर हावी हो जाता है. एंड देन यू जस्ट कांट स्टे इन प्रेजेंट टाइम. इट जस्ट टेक्स यू ऑल ओवर. सो अलाइव हो जाता है memory. Memory में energy है. Emotion is what? Is energy, right? And that energy can take over your body. Your emotion is in your body. So we are looking at कि ये energy live हो गई है इस वक्त आप में. And it's too much for you. So what should you do? So we talked about feeling that energy. Feeling it. क्योंकि usually जो खराब चीज होती है ना, जैसे आपको कहीं पे दर्द होता है तो आप अटेंशन वहां से हटाते हैं. यू डोंट वांट टू थिंक अबाउट इफ आई हैड अ फिंगर में पेन है तो मैं अपना अटेंशन वहां से हटाती हूँ. एंड दैट इन इटसेल्फ टू अ डिग्री स्टॉप्स द सर्कुलेशन, स्टॉप्स द एनर्जी गोइंग थ्रू. सो द आइडिया इज कि आप एक्सपीरियंस करें जो चीज है उसको रेजिस्ट नहीं करें. सो इफ यू हैव अ फीलिंग कि मेरी बेइज्जती हो गई, बहुत डिसरिस्पेक्ट हुआ, तो can you experience disrespect कि आपकी बेइज्जती हो रही है? Everybody is like laughing at you. कर सकते हैं आप. Can you do it now? Just experience it. Can you experience this feeling that you are being you're being disrespected and that whole, and feel it through yourself. क्योंकि वो एनर्जी जो पिक्चर्स में है, जो माइंड में है, वो निकलती है इस तरह. But you resist it, so it stays fixed in there and it controls you. So it's a good idea to experience it. We're not saying कि आप vocal हो उस पे. You just get through and experience it. Right? Does that make sense? So when we are resisting it, so we are holding it very dear to ourselves. And in a sense, we are worshipping that really thing. Let it go. It's not worthy. The negative energy here, aap mein. Let it go. Right? So that will give you much better in control. So we are saying what you resist will persist. Aap usko accept kare and let it dissolve. So this was one thing we said कि आप अपना जो baggage है, emotional baggage है, उसको आप कम कर सकते हैं. And then we had the Surah Iman ki 190 and 191. And we look at it that indeed in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of the night and day are signs for those of understanding. So those of understanding ki baat ho rahi hai 191 mein, who remember Allah while standing or sitting or lying on their sides and give thought to the creation of the heavens and the earth. Our Lord, you did not create us aimlessly. Exalted are you above such a thing, then protect us from the punishment of the fire. So the main thing is Okay, if you're an understanding, if you are of understanding, you remember Allah while standing or sitting or on their sides. So this is the crucial thing that jab aap Allah Ta'ala aage bhi, in this Surah 22 and 18, he talks about, do you not see that Allah is He whom obeys whoever is in the heavens and whoever is in the earth, and the sun and the moon and the stars and the mountains and the trees and the animals and many of the people. He doesn't say all of the people, he says many of the people, right? So हर चीज अल्लाह के कानून को फॉलो कर रहा है. Everything is following that. All the animals, trees, birds, volcanoes, mountains, everything is obeying and prostrating to Allah Ta'ala, which comes across in this 16 Surah 49. To all Allah prostrate, all that is in the heavens and all that is in the earth, and of the moving creatures and the angels, and they are not proud. So अगर इसी को हम अप्लाई करते हैं अपने बॉडी के ऊपर, which is also made up of systems and all, if you look, everything is prostrating to Allah. So you can see that the cells and the atoms and the minerals, जो कुछ भी आपके बॉडी में है, वो compliance में है अल्लाह ताला के. It is obeying the laws of Allah Ta'ala. So if you were to go through your body, आप emotion आपको saturate कर रहा है, आपको बुरा लग रहा है, आपको upset कर रहा है, it's overwhelming for you. And Allah Ta'ala says, and those who understand, who remember Allah Ta'ala while standing or sitting or on their sides, so you just have the full concept of Allah through your whole body. Through your whole body, तो आपके जो एटम सेल्स जो भी हैं, जो उनकी अलाइनमेंट आउट हो गई है फॉल्स सेल्फ की वजह से, जो आपने इमोशंस में भी पढ़ा, जो आपने नो योर सेल्फ का किया था, you see that they go out of synchronization of how they should be. और आपकी पूरी एनर्जी जो है वो wrong direction में चली जाती है, and if it stays there for too long, you get health issues. So the idea is कि जब ऐसे होता है, तो you can at that point say Allah and have the whole concept of Allah through your body, so that your whole body, you're starting at the lower levels and bringing it into alignment of Allah Ta'ala, and gradually आपका emotion आपके control में आएगा, mind आपके control में आएगा, and you as a soul will take over and inshallah be in control. So this is where we looked at these areas, and inshallah I hope it has helped you to see that you can be in more control of this area. So I did have the other 3 questions in mind, but I think we may be running out of time a little bit. So इस पे कोई questions हैं तो पूछें.
Yeah, we have Sister Komal has asked, what should we do if someone constantly reminds you of that time? I mean, the trauma, negative memory.
So if it's bothering you, आप खुद तो उसको run out करें. Why should anything bother you? Why should anything bother you? अगर उसका charge है, तो इसका मतलब it's still controlling you. That mind picture is controlling you. तो आप ये उस पे करें जो आपको 2 तरीके बताएं. Let it flow out and let it flow. It's just there's a lot there over a lifetime. बहुत चीजें इकट्ठी हो गई हैं, and it will keep coming up, and you let it flow out and connect with Allah Ta'ala. So जो memory है उसमें charge खत्म हो जाता है, फिर कोई बोलता है तो कुछ होता ही नहीं. It should go to that side if you keep doing it, but do it privately in your own time where you're not interrupted. Basically, it's negative energy. You've got nothing to be scared of it, and a thought should not control you. You worship Allah Ta'ala and Allah Ta'ala controls you, and that's the only thing that should hold true for you. Does that make sense? Kamal, does it make sense? Okay, good. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thing that anyone wants?
Sister Humaira has asked, how can I welcome someone if their actions made me feel bitter and uncomfortable?
So, Sister Humaira, it may be, I think the first thing is to really know yourself. ये जो कोर्स है, I don't know आपने कहाँ maybe you haven't started it, right? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's becoming, it's very easy. The first course is like control. Sister Shazia will help you. You know, so ye, Alhamdulillah, it's Allah Ta'ala always gives solutions. Allah Ta'ala gives solutions, and that is Al Kitab is all about character building. And you and I and everyone in this room wants to have a very good character. So उस पे आप उसको उस पे बिस्मिल्लाह करें एंड यू विल गेट थ्रू इट एंड ये जो फीलिंग बिटर एंड इमोशन को कंट्रोल कैसे करना है यू विल गो एंड अप्लाई दी स्टेप्स ऑन दैट
मैं emotions को control कर रही हूँ, but obviously if you're going through trauma, if someone else's behavior has caused you so much stress and they still want you to be okay, like don't bring it up, but how I deal with that situation, this is really painful. Like I don't want to be nasty, but if you know other person is constantly cheating or constantly doing things to make you feel bad, and then you have to welcome them and be nice to them, this is really difficult situation.
हाँ तो आई थिंक ये चीज हमने कॉन्शियसनेस लेवल्स में पढ़ी दैट यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द पर्सन एंड देयर कॉन्शियसनेस लेवल so we were going to go on to that side uski practical tha lekin this we covered it I think in the second and third lecture series कि एक बंदे की आपको प्रिडिक्ट करना चाहिए you should be able to say ये बंदा ये करेगा and then you have to be able to give the response in a way that handles that situation. It shouldn't really hurt you if you understand their consciousness level. You should expect it and you should be able to stand back from it. You still have expectations. You still have expectations from that person, and that is the belief system that you need to cancel because you shouldn't have that expectation. Does that make sense? एक्सपेक्टेशन से ही नाउमीदी होती है हर्ट होता है एम आई राइट
नहीं मैं उससे तो नहीं एक्सपेक्ट कर रही, लेकिन मैं अपना बिहेवियर कैसे उसको ठीक रखूं, मैं क्या कट ऑफ कर दूं या
नहीं आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट आई एम सेइंग इट शुड बी सम यू शुड हैंडल योरसेल्फ फर्स्ट एंड ये स्टेप्स के थ्रू आप जाएंगे तो पहले आप पूरा काम तो हो जाए ना एरिया पे आपको कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़े देन यू कैन डिसाइड विच इज द बेस्ट ऑप्शन व्हाट इज योर डिसीजन लेकिन यू हैव टू फर्स्ट हैंडल योरसेल्फ कि आपको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता वो क्या बोल रहे हैं क्या कर रहे हैं you should be that strong.
Yeah, I think what sister is asking is uske baad, what decision is she going to take? Okay, assume that she has kind of come to that position. फिर वो calm state में अब next decision what decision she needs to take or what should direct that taking that decision.
I am calm. I have addressed it, but that person still keep doing the same thing and pretend it's like it's not a big deal, but it is big deal. If you doing something against Allah's Sharia, and someone questions you and you have been there, instead of saying, yeah, I did wrong, so what? So how can I be okay with that?
I think you have to decide कि उनके connection के साथ आपको कितना नुकसान हो रहा है and is it worth keeping that relationship और किस level पे करना है एक जो सू वाला lecture था उसमें आप decide करते हैं कि किस किस्म का relationship इस बंदे के साथ चाहिए तो पे आप you can say whether you just want hello hi वाला relationship चाहिए या कितना close चाहिए तो you can just keep that boundary then and stay within that boundary के with that, you might even decide that I don't want to meet them or meet them very rarely. It's up to you.
सिर्फ मुझे इस चीज का खौफ है कि हम फिर कता ताल्लुकी के उसमें तो नहीं आ जाते हैं, क्योंकि अगर एक बंदा आपको नेगेटिव फील हो रहा है, आपको पता है कि इस बंदे के आने से या सामने आने से या आपके बात करने से मेरे में नेगेटिविटी आती है, तो अगर मैं उससे कट ऑफ करती हूँ तो वो कता ताल्लुकी के उसमें जिम्रे में तो नहीं आता।
हाँ, I mean, I personally can only tell you कि मेरे में खुद कुछ नेगेटिविटी नहीं आएगी किसी की वजह से। That you have to know. अभी how I am going to spend my time, मुझे अल्लाह ताला को जवाब देना है, वो मैं अल्लाह ताला को जवाब दूंगी। I will, if I need to, if it's a relationship I need to stay in connection with, I will, but I will keep it to the degree that it doesn't harm my work and doesn't cut across what I'm trying to do. So वो आपका डिसीजन है फिर। Yeah.
थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, we got to work on ourselves by correcting our belief system, ताकि वो उनका influence is not as much. It is not creating, significant negative energy. Momentarily, yes, feeling, as humans, we feel some emotions, but that can be, can be reduced to as minimal, or if you totally can avoid it, all the better. So that war control is in our hands. So that's kind of what we were. The very fact that we're feeling disappointed is because we have something which which went wrong, right? तो उसमें से आप निकल जाएं, and then at that point then you will have to make this decision कि what kind of relationship you want to maintain, and then again I think looking forwards you also want to see कि वो बंदा आगे, then you if you are in a place where you can analyze the other person कि which level he is at and see can you help him grow better, right? So can you come into that mentoring position, and that too in a very smart way, without him kind of feeling pressured, or so वो affinity आप वो बंदे के लिए ला सके. So that will be, I think that's, we kind of covered affinity and some other. I would definitely encourage you to look at our some of the recordings in the past. Yeah.
Jazakumullah khair. Thank you.
So this was our homework last time, and I'm going to reissue it, Sister Shazia. Is that okay? I'm going to reissue it because nobody did it, right?
Yeah.
So analyze में आपने करना है causes of conflict कि आपके values क्या हैं, आपके spouse के values क्या हैं, आपका interest कहाँ है, आपके spouse के interest कहाँ पे हैं. Right, and then we talked about power कहाँ पे उनका है और आपका किधर है. Does this make sense? Right?
Yeah.
Does everybody gets the homework? And the next one was कि आप उसकी consciousness level पे आप देख रहे थे कि वो कहाँ पे हैं ज्यादातर और आप कहाँ पे हैं. Right? This was the second one. And then the third one was कि वो 5 ways of resolving conflict हैं, तो habit के तौर पे आप कौन सा यूज करते हो, वो कौन सा यूज करते हैं. Habit को खाली हम spot करना चाह रहे थे. हमें पता है कि क्या which one is the right way to do it. तो इस पे हम फिर next time बात करेंगे. Right? So Sister Shazia, it's over to you to get your students to see whether anybody. कोई questions है इस homework पे? Do you like it or do you don't like it? Is it value? Should you know the values of your husband and yourself? आप क्या value करते हैं? Value की definition दूं फिर से? Do you want to look at the value definition? Here it is. Values are about what you believe is right or important. They guide your behavior and decision. Interests क्या हैं जो you like doing and what you're curious about. Right? So ये आप बता सकते हैं आपके values क्या हैं, and what are the values of your spouse. You should be able to identify them, and you should be also able to say कि आपके interest क्या हैं, उनके क्या interest है. Maybe he likes to travel a lot, and maybe you like to do gardening. I don't know. जो भी आपके हैं, you just get to know each other कि कहाँ पे हैं, and then you say कि power differences जो हैं वो कहाँ पे हैं. So it's the who controls what. We are at the moment doing a spouse relationship, Sister Javeria. We are not doing children. हमारा next topic है. This cycle we are taking just on the spouse area. we are going to go further into, children. That's our next stage. So, inshallah. So we can look at that. तो power dynamic में भी किसी को power ज़्यादा मिल जाती है. Just because somebody is a man, you might give them more power, or you might give them because they have some expertise, or they have some more money, or they have wealth, या उनका gender की वजह से या birth order की वजह से personal attributes, maybe they are very nice in talking, charisma है उनमें, तो आप उनको पावर दे सकते हैं. तो कहाँ पे पावर आप दे रहे हैं और कहाँ पे आप अपने को पावर दे रहे हैं. You just need to see, does that make sense? एक क्लियर हो गया है ये क्लियर हो गया है होमवर्क.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then the last one जो है resolving conflict का, उसी भी struggle दिखा देती हूँ. I think I had it somewhere here. Where was it? Here. ये पांच तरीके हैं, राइट. ये 5 तरीके हैं. तो आप देखेंगे कि आप कौन सा ज्यादातर इस्तेमाल करते हैं, राइट. सो यू डू दैट. सो इंशाल्लाह we'll assist over to you, Sister Farhana and Sister Shazia, and this time I think please do get everyone to say kaun bolega next time, so we are better prepared, inshallah. And you can always reach out and ask questions if you're in the middle of the week, if you need to, inshallah. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it was very, very, I think we're getting more clear of the process. The second example, I think last time we did the first one and this example, I think we kind of getting clear with the process of doing it. Figuring out the belief system, and that 5 questions to know the details of that. And then we slowly, we cancel it, get the right one, cancel it, install the correct one. So I think it's getting, we're getting hang of it, inshallah. So I think, yeah, we will do this. And I think in the WhatsApp, mein abhi type kar deti hu as soon as the session is done, taki you can, and I'll pin it maybe so you can refer to this, because otherwise we're forgetting. So bas iska itna whatever is asked, that's all we'll write, and inshallah we'll present it in the next. Yeah. Because Sister Azra ne kaha ki when you revise, we get more clarity. Absolutely, same thing. I totally agree.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, Sister Humaira, I think, dropped off. I was Sister Humaira. Okay. I think, and I think, I think it's just, so I think we need to really, I'm kind of understanding the value of going through the sessions from the beginning as well, because there's a lot of, concepts jo pehle build hue na, affinity and all of that. That is very important. Because if you just come in and looking for a quick solution, that's really not, you're not going to understand the whole how to do it unless you go through the course. So please, those who have not done the course, make sure you do the entire series of this, relationship building. It's very important for that understanding. So please, any questions? Puche.
Videos देखें, Sister Farhana. If they can't get through the courses, just the videos will help, right?
Video, yeah.
So I'm
video
link recording now, right?
Yeah. So video ki link pe, then I just post it as soon as session is done. Video ki link we post up. You can send it to your friends and family as well. So inshallah they can also benefit, and they can come in and ask questions also if they